Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRift Some interesting, noteworthy things from this week's Raw. We have several matches for the Royal Rumble already set. Of course, the big news, a Women's Royal Rumble has officially been announced by the great Stephanie McMahon. Notice my sarcasm with the word great. Well, maybe you didn't, but yes, the great Stephanie McMahon, the all-powerful Stephanie, the most powerful woman in the world. She showed up at the end of Raw. All the women were in the ring, brawling, fighting, whatever. Stephanie got in the ring and announced that women have already been making history in WWE. First Hell in a Cell match, first Money in the Bank ladder match, first WWE Women's title match in the Middle East, and now they make history again with the first ever all-women's Royal Rumble match, January 28th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Kurapika07 says the women ending the show was lame. Dutran wants to know if the Royal Rumble match will have a 205 Live version. That I don't see happening. And a little interesting tidbit about 205 Live, that match will have a non-cruiserweight, or should I say the shows coming up, the 205 Live events coming up soon, will have a non-cruiserweight match. Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. Something tells me the ticket sales are not doing so well for that show. Tony H says that the Women's Royal Rumble will kick off the pay-per-view. So what do you guys think about this? Future Shocker 16 says nobody actually cares about a Women's Royal Rumble match. Ryan King says, what's up from Vancouver, Washington? What did you think of Raw? I thought, other than a few newsworthy announcements, it was a lackluster show. I will say I like the usage of Elias. He doesn't seem to have a storyline right now. So what WWE did was they did something creative for once. You know, I hate to say that, but WWE did do something creative. And I'll get to Dean Ambrose here in just a minute, the big question about Ambrose. I thought it was creative for Elias to be singing his song and then have the women one at a time come out and interrupt him. I thought that was a smart way to implement Elias into the show tonight. I'll give WWE credit on that. I thought that was well done. Spike W says no Reigns. No Reigns tonight. But if you missed Roman Reigns, get ready because the previous version of Roman Reigns, John Cena, will be back on Raw next Monday night, Christmas night. By the way, I don't think I'll be doing a NoDQ Live next Monday night since I will be on an airplane next Monday night, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. I do enjoy traveling and getting to go places, but I don't think I'll be able to do a live show. If I do, it's going to be really late, like 10 o'clock Pacific time. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do a late night NoDQ Live or do a double shot on Tuesday, do a 1 hour NoDQ Live, cover both shows, something like that. Maybe if something really noteworthy happens next week, I'll do a full NoDQ Live Monday night, late Monday night. Otherwise, I think I'll just wait until Tuesday. Damien says, I'm usually at work during this time. Nice to catch you when I'm not busy. Well, thank you for tuning in, Damien. I appreciate it. And by the way, if I'm not sounding at my best, that's because I'm battling a cold right now, sore throat, stuffy nose, all that wonderful stuff. So I'm trying to soldier through here. This is night 11 of the 12 nights of NoDQ Live. So, you know, it's definitely taking a toll on me, but I'm moving on here. We're doing this video. And tomorrow night will be the 12th and final straight night of NoDQ Live. Thank you guys again, as I say every video, for your support and viewership. It is much appreciated. Eugene says, boo John Cena. So, quite a few things happened on Raw. The Revival came back. So, Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, they are back on Monday Night Raw. And hopefully, that's the end of the injuries because they have been dealt some really bad luck one injury to Dash Wilder and then an injury to Scott Dawson, just one after another. Really bad timing for those guys. Hopefully they get a renewed push here. It's the Costanza said no reaction tonight. Well, considering the fact that they've been largely off television for the past year, it's been hard for them to build momentum and gain a following with the fans. Mr. Dobby 33 says, give me a shout out. LOL, you rule, Aaron. There you go. There's your shout out, Mr. Dobby 33. Where was the big dog? The big dog was doing what the big dog does, and that's other things. I don't know where the big dog was tonight, but it was revealed several days ago that he wasn't going to be on Raw. He was pulled from the advertising. I would assume he's going to be back next week. We'll see what happens with that. He might be doing something with his family. That would be my guess, at least. So yeah, Women's Royal Rumble. What do you guys think about this? Yay or nay? Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Let me know what you think about the Women's Royal Rumble, and I will read off some of these responses. B-Boy says, all we want for Christmas is Reigns. Hap says it's lame. Michael Wayne says, nah. Jason Bush says, meh. I'm seeing a lot of nahs. A lot of people not interested in this concept. Colin Andrew, though, says, I think it's a great idea. So there you go. Colin Andrew is a fan of this. Travis thinks they should have created a new match for them. I will definitely be posting a poll on NoDQ.com just to get everyone's input. Do you think it's a good idea? Yes or no? That will be up on NoDQ.com soon. Damien says, I'm interested in Rusev Day. Aren't we all? We all love Rusev Day. Rusev Day is what it's all about. Thomas TV Show says lackluster Royal Rumble. But hey, on the plus side, for the men's Royal Rumble, Elias is now in the Royal Rumble match. Elias, the first member of the Royal Rumble. I actually like the fact that he got to be the first person to be announced for the match. At least it's something for him to be the first guy announced for the match. Now, I don't think he'll win. I would say it's highly unlikely in all likelihood, as I tend to say. Byron Thomas says, boo Elias. TGS says the point of the Royal Rumble is to main event WrestleMania. Well, that's what I'm assuming is going to happen. We will see the Women's Rumble winner go on to challenge one of the champions at WrestleMania. I still think it should be the way it was, where the winner can choose a champion from either brand. I just like that concept. It makes the Rumble seem a bit more special. Mike B says, hello from Buffalo. Aaron, I like the idea of a Women's Royal Rumble. So there you go. Some people like it. Let's talk about Dean Ambrose. So there was some fear that Ambrose had gotten injured. There was a six-man tag team match. I guess we should backtrack a little bit, because we had the opening segment, which was supposed to be... actually, the opening segment was involving Brock Lesnar, but I'll get to that in a few minutes here. I want to talk about the whole Dean Ambrose Shield stuff. We had Seth Rollins come out. He was supposed to face Samoa Joe. Jason Jordan came out and said and wanted to fight Rollins, and this heel turn, I'm assuming it's a heel turn of Jason Jordan, continues, and then it was turned into a six-man match. Rollins did beat Jason Jordan, by the way. Somebody on Twitter asked me, when's the last time Jordan won a match? Hey, at least Jordan is very game. I mean, that's what Michael Cole says every single time. Jordan is always game against the opponent he loses to. It's getting a little tiring now. I think if you're going to pull the trigger on Jordan and give him a push, he needs to win some matches. Just the way I see it. Cool Hand Dylan says the whole show was boring. Damien says we need a highly unlikely t-shirt. Well, there is a somewhat likely chance that will happen soon, but make sure you pick up a shirt, the ones that are available now over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search NoDQ or check out the link in the description box. You can see the shirt behind me. It is what it is, NoDQ.com. That is the back of the NoDQ video t-shirt. Cool Hand Dylan wants a highly unlikely t-shirt. I was asked here if Jordan is a heel or a tweener. He's going towards the heel direction. Jeff Rashford, I think that's how you pronounce it. I apologize if I'm wrong, though. Sent in a $5 super chat donation. Thank you very much. And we got another one here. Another $5 super chat donation from Josh Gutner. Another $5 super chat donation. Thank you, guys. I can go out and buy some Airborne now for this cold. Thank you, guys. Anyways, James Allen says Jordan needs to go heel. I mean, I feel that's where they're going with this. Oh, Byron brings up a good topic here. How bad was Booker T on commentary tonight? He was terrible. I mean, that was just awful. Especially, I forgot which match it was, but there was one match in particular where it was just awful. Him and Michael Cole were arguing. It was the Asuka match. That was it. It was the match with Asuka, and Booker T was not impressed with her winning streak, and the whole thing was just a mess. I mean, you don't do that. You put over Asuka. You don't try to make it sound like her streak is not impressive. I mean, that's WCW crap right there. And you would think Booker T, of all people, would know this. Really, Book? Come on now. Mr. Dobby33 sent in a $2 super chat donation. What do I need to do to get a t-shirt? I'll say it again. Go over to ProWrestlingTees.com, search NoDQ. There is a direct link in the description box of every video I post if you guys would like to buy a t-shirt. And use the code SAVE5 to get a discount. Josh just sent in another $2 super chat donation. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Anyways, back to what happened with the Shield. So the Jordan match with Rollins ended with Rollins winning, and then it was set up to be a six-person match, six-man match, I should say. The Shield, or actually minus Roman Reigns, so it was Jason Jordan, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins against The Bar and Samoa Joe. So during this match, Seth Rollins went over the top to do his big dive onto everybody, and he knocked into Ambrose. Ambrose went into the barricade and then immediately began selling his arm. He was pounding on the mat. It looked like a legitimate injury. But then afterwards, they did a backstage segment, and Samoa Joe, Sheamus, Cesaro, they attacked Rollins, and then they pushed one of those big, whatever they're called, crates onto Ambrose's arm. So they're doing some sort of injury angle with Dean Ambrose, and he was wearing that thing around his arm anyway, so I'm assuming this was all a big angle based on the whole pushing the crate onto his arm deal. Joseph Grice just sent in a $5 super chat donation. You guys are awesome tonight. You guys are being very generous. I appreciate it. $5 from Joseph Grice. Thank you very much, Joseph. Is that Pipe Bomb shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees? Yes, it is. This is from the crate. You can go over to ProWrestlingCrate.com, use the code NoDQ to get 20% off your first order. I've been posting a bunch of those unboxing videos. You can check those out if you're interested in getting some wrestling merchandise every month. Cool Hand Dylan says that t-shirt is everything, man. Yeah, I think this is a great shirt. I mean, Pro Wrestling Tees creates some really cool t-shirts. This one, the Randy Savage one, I actually just got the Roddy Piper one in the most recent video. That one was really cool. Atami. Okay, so let's talk about Hideo Itami now. Oh, and by the way, James says everyone follow NoDQ DOTCOM on Instagram. There's a bunch of cool graphics if you want to promote NoDQ Live and NoDQ Video. Go follow that account. It's run by my friend James. Check that out. Hideo Itami's appearance. So a lot of people think it was flat. I'm seeing some negative feedback about this. Oh, by the way, sorry guys, but I got to acknowledge them. Play for Keeps just sent in a $2 super chat donation. Thank you, Play for Keeps. Very awesome of you. I appreciate it. Hideo Itami, did you guys like it or not? He was being advertised for 205 Live, but he did appear with Finn Balor. In a way, I do like it because it elevates him right off the bat. He's in there with Finn Balor, and he picked up the win on Raw. So, in a way, I did like it. I know some people didn't like it, but I think it's better than just having him randomly appear on 205 Live. I thought having him appear there with Balor was giving him the rub in a way. Kurapika07 said the crowd was dead. I mean, yeah, that was the one negative. The crowd really did not react much to him, but this crowd seemed pretty flat for most of this show. The crowd did not chant CM Punk. Well, let's see what happens next week. Next week, Raw in Chicago for Christmas. Let's see how the fans react to Hideo Itami doing the GTS. That'll be interesting because there's always one time of the year where the fans chant for CM Punk, and it tends to be the Chicago crowd. Sometimes if a Raw or SmackDown is really bad, they will get those chances as well. Where was Rockstar Spud? Well, apparently he's debuting tomorrow night. I mean, it was either going to be tonight or tomorrow night, so WWE might be saving that for tomorrow night. But his debut is imminent. He's expected to debut at any time now on the 205 Live roster. And I feel like they need anything they can get right now, especially if they're doing Bray Wyatt versus Woken Matt Hardy matches on the 205 Live house shows. So speaking of Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, they did change things up a little bit on this show. It was still 2 backstage promos, but they were separate this time. Bray Wyatt did his promo first. He was making fun of Matt Hardy's laugh. And then Matt Hardy did his promo, and he was playing chess with a fish, a goldfish. So I thought that was creative. It was interesting. I still would rather see Matt come out before the live crowd, and I think WWE is starting to really drag this thing out. I think we should see something in the ring with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. But I did like it. I did like the goldfish being involved. I still want to see Senor Benjamin and Maxwell show up and be part of a skit. And Vanguard 1 and all those good people. But Kane Yo-Yo, was the chest with a goldfish a reference or something? It was just Matt Hardy, Woken Matt Hardy weirdness. That's all it was. It was just being weird and doing something completely off the wall, which is cool. I like it. I like the creativity. Play for Keeps says, are they waiting for Brother Nero to get better? Seems like pointless promos. That might be a factor. They might be trying to drag this out a bit so, you know, Jeff can get in on the fun. And Jeff can always appear without wrestling. I'm assuming at some point before he's ready, Jeff Hardy can show up and be part of a skit. I mean, the Hardys could definitely do skits together without Jeff wrestling. So I think that we will see Jeff, although Cool Hand Dylan thinks that Jeff will get a singles run. I sense Jeff will be part of the Broken, or should I say Woken, I got to get the B out, be part of the Woken group. I think he will be part of it at least for a period of time until maybe WWE gets sick and tired of the gimmick. Chris Mace does think that Brother Nero will be back with Woken Matt. So did you guys like that segment or not? Did you think it was entertaining? Do you think it's getting old? Jeremiah Dorset wants to know if Matt Hardy will go back to the V1 gimmick. I don't think so. I doubt it. Highly unlikely in all likelihood, to use my line. Tony H thinks Jeff should go to SmackDown and separate. They should be separated. Woken, Matt, and Jeff versus the new Wyatt family. There you go. There's an interesting idea. I mean, this was always my idea for WrestleMania. Matt and Jeff Hardy against Bray Wyatt. And my original idea was Braun Strowman, but now Strowman's a babyface. So maybe you could have somebody else fill in that role as Bray Wyatt's tag team partner against the Hardys. And that's, of course, if Jeff is able to return in time. And that's still touch and go. I mean, that the jury is out on that one. It's unknown if Jeff will be able to return in time. So anyways, let's talk about the other big thing on Raw, which I haven't even touched on yet, which is the opening segment, which was Braun Strowman and Kane coming out, arguing with Kurt Angle about wanting to be the #1 contender, and this led to Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming out, and Kurt Angle just got right to the point. He said that it is going to be a triple threat match, and this is what we pretty much all expected, that this would be a triple threat match at the Royal Rumble. And then Brock Lesnar proceeded to, he struggled a bit. I mean, he had trouble getting up Kane the first time, but he did finally get him up and hit the F5. And then as Lesnar was leaving the ringside area, Kane sat up. So that was the first build for this Royal Rumble match, triple threat. I want to say, yeah, I mean, it was botched in the sense that Lesnar could not get him up the first time, which is scaring me a little bit about the quality of this match for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Is it going to be a train wreck? Now, I said this about the triple threat at Clash of Champions. I felt like that match was just done for a way to have Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin stay strong and have Dolph Ziggler take the fall. And that didn't happen. Dolph Ziggler won. So it was the same thing going to happen here. Mr. Dobby33 just left another $2 super chat donation. I'm not looking forward to this match. I'm not really either. Now, I feel in this match, Kane is in fact there to take the fall. But it could be another swerve. I will not rule anything out. You never know. Kane might win the title. He might be retiring soon. He's running for office later in 2018. He's going to perhaps be the next mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Maybe Kane will get one last run. Although the problem with that is it interferes with WWE's Roman Reigns plans for WrestleMania. And if in fact WWE is still planning to do Lesnar versus Reigns, then it really makes no sense whatsoever for Kane to win. So unless WWE decides to change plans and not put Reigns in the title match at WrestleMania or do Reigns versus Lesnar again, I mean, I suppose Lesnar could win it back right away, but to me, it would be a mistake for Lesnar to lose the title and then win it back right before WrestleMania. He might as well stay champion if the plan is for Reigns to beat Lesnar. There's really no sense, in my opinion, of doing that title change just so Kane can have one last run. James says the ones complaining about Kane are the same ones who said he deserved a final run. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with Kane getting a final run. I just feel like this match is not going to be that good. I think that Lesnar versus Finn Balor would have been a much stronger match for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. But that's just my opinion. You know, coming off of Lesnar versus Styles, I think Lesnar and Balor would have been really entertaining. I don't think Balor should have been beating Lesnar. I think Lesnar should be winning that, but I would still like to see the match, and I still think it would be entertaining. Okay, it's the Costanza. I'm not really a fan of that comment, so I think you should be put in timeout. Moderators, you know, that's not cool, and especially that's pretty close to where I live here. I'm not a fan of that comment, man. Just don't go there. If Eddie can beat Brock, so can the Demon Finn Balor. I mean, you could make that argument. You know, the thing about Eddie Guerrero was he was just so charismatic, and people got behind him. I mean, it was really something else. I mean, Eddie Guerrero was this enigma. There was just this presence he had, his character. Eddie was just red hot. Finn Balor's doing pretty well, but let's face it, he's not at Eddie Guerrero level of popularity in WWE. He's not there. Eddie was pretty much red hot, like on fire hot in that period, and that's why WWE decided to go with the title change. Ian Darby says Lesnar already beat Braun twice. Well, that's why I think Kane's in the match. So Kane will take the fall, and Lesnar will retain the title, and then go on to lose to Roman Reigns. Now, things could always change. I thought WWE was going to do John Cena versus Jinder Mahal, and it appears like that's pretty much over and done with now. Kane Yo-Yo says, how self-aware is WWE with the over Balor shirt? It's funny, they acknowledge that, but they won't put him in the match. Of course, WWE will always try to make a quick buck when they can, and you know, that's Vince's old motto, take a negative and turn it into a positive. So if WWE's getting negative publicity about something, they'll try to work it in their favor and make money off of it and capitalize. Biggest example, of course, the Montreal Screwjob, with Vince, you know, getting legit hate from the fans, and Vince decided to take that and make it the most successful angle of all time, Austin versus McMahon, and the rest is history. Any possible call-ups or returns for this year's Rumble? I don't know at this point, but I could see maybe a few extra women being brought in. I mean, it depends on how many they're going to have in the match. I'm assuming they're going to do 20, but it could end up being 30 women. I don't know. If it is 30, they might need a few extra, in which case they could bring in a few Mae Young Classic competitors into the mix. Maybe even Ronda Rousey. You never know. Never say never, right? Anything can happen in the WWE. Oh, wait, that's their phrase from like 20 years ago. Never mind. Although I guess anything could happen at the Clash. Dolph Ziggler won. Nobody expected that. Noelle Foley. I don't know about that one. I don't think that is happening. Mike Palmer says, where's The Miz? The Miz is off doing the Marine. Whatever number it is. Marine 5 or 6. How have we gotten to the point in this world where we have 5 or 6 Marine movies? How did that even happen? It's the 6th one. 6 Marine movies. How? How does this happen? Where is the demand for this? Who is actually watching these movies? Has anybody out there actually sat through every single Marine movie? I am very curious about that. I just don't understand it. How do you make 5 Marine movies? I mean, come on now. James Allen says The Miz is awesome. Sin CK says, didn't even watch the first one. I did watch the first one, and it was crap. It was not good. Travis W says, I like the Big Show ones. Oh, Interstate Kyle's here. Did I miss something? I don't know what your comment is about there, Interstate Kyle. What are you saying you missed? You missed quite a few things. You missed quite a few topics here, but you know, you can always watch the on-demand version, I guess. Miz saved the Marine, says Brian. The Marine 2 was not bad with Ted DiBiase. Next, we'll have more of The Chaperone. Don't say that, TJS. You know, I'm surprised with Triple H involved. You would think he would have like 10 sequels, regardless of how many people watch them. Anthony, are you a fan of any WWE films? I actually like the Big Show's comedy. What was it? Knucklehead. Other than the very predictable and lame fart pooping jokes in the bus. I actually thought that was a funny movie, an entertaining movie. I thought Knucklehead was decent. I might actually say that was the best one. I liked The Condemned with Austin. I didn't really like the shaky camera work in general. I don't like that, but I thought the movie itself was okay. So there are a couple of decent ones. I actually think Knucklehead might be my favorite one that I saw. I wasn't really a fan of See No Evil. I'm a horror fan, but I thought it was pretty weak. I mean, it was very generic for a horror film. I mean, they really put very little creativity into that movie. Although they had one of the best marketing tactics of all time. I mean, that May 19th was brilliant. I gotta say, that was really clever marketing by WWE, having Kane keep mentioning the date and go crazy whenever he heard the date. I thought that was just brilliant. I mean, that was a really smart tactic to try and get people to the theaters. Didn't really work very well, but I have to say it was clever. Play for Keeps liked it. He said Kane was perfect. Tony H says May 19th was a good storyline. I don't know if I'd go that far. Remember how it ended up with Kane versus the fake Kane, which was later to be Festus, which would later be Luke Gallows. That was quite the atrocity, that Kane versus fake Kane match. So I don't know if, yeah, he says, oh, true, LOL. Will Festus ever return? You know what? For the 25th anniversary of Raw, I like that idea. I like the idea of Festus coming back. I mean, he might as well. Anderson and Gallows are doing nothing right now. You might as well just have him show up as Festus for poops and giggles. TJS says, is Gulak turning face? Oh, yeah, so I guess we could talk about that. I did not talk about the Cruiserweight match. So as I expected, Cedric Alexander defeated Drew Gulak, and Enzo was out there on commentary. He left because he got a DM, a direct message on Twitter from Nia Jax. Nia Jax is sliding into Enzo's DMs, and then Enzo left. Cedric won the match, and then backstage, Enzo was unhappy with Gulak, and then Enzo was talking with Nia, and that storyline continues. So yeah, I thought it was entertaining, the stuff with Enzo and Nia. At least it's something for them to do, I guess. But then again, that's more intriguing than the actual Cruiserweight title at this point, I feel. It's the Costanza. XFL is coming back. We'll see about that. Apparently, Vince's company, Alpha Entertainment or VKM Ventures, whatever it's being called, apparently he registered for some trademarks several months ago, and they were related to football, but nothing related to the XFL. So it might not be the XFL. Vince might be trying to start up a football league, but it might not be called the XFL this time around. Which is probably a good thing, because people think of XFL and they think of something that flopped majorly. But then again, Vince starting up a football league in the headlines, I think most people will just laugh at that. Yeah, United Football League is what it was called. Yeah, Travis W., I agree. Wow, hearing the letter XFL again in 2017. I agree on that completely. Oh, by the way, cheap plug. So tomorrow, I will be posting a video that I did with Big Vito, Jexy, and Virtue. The four of us recapped the pay-per-view, and also we talk about this potential return of the XFL / whatever the name of this football league is going to be. So stay tuned for that video. You know, we did do a full-blown panel review video of Clash of Champions, you know, in addition to the live video I did on Sunday night. So check that out. Spread the word. Big Vito, I mean, he loves being on. He wants to thank you guys for checking out the videos, and you know, he's having a great time. And I would just like to publicly thank Big Vito on here for being part of the team. That's awesome to have somebody who's been a part of the business for many years, part of our panel. And he worked for WWE, WCW, TNA, ECW. Big Vito's been around. He's had a lot of experience in the wrestling business, so it's great to have his input. Maybe one of these days I'll wear a dress on video in his honor. But yeah, check out the video. It'll be up Tuesday. Not sure when, sometime on Tuesday. And tomorrow night will be the final NoDQ Live of this series, the 12 nights of NoDQ Live. That will be tomorrow night. So lots of content coming up. Episode number 1025 of NoDQ Video will be an extended edition. That is coming up later this week. And what's worse than getting cold on Christmas? Getting Michael Cole on Christmas. Ouch, I think you meant Cole. What's worse than getting Cole on Christmas? Getting Michael Cole on Christmas. Got it. So anyways, on that note, I will go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and all the people that left the super chat donations. You guys are awesome. Grab a t-shirt over at prowrestlingtees.com, search NoDQ, and that'll do it. Hopefully I'm feeling a little bit better tomorrow night. Just one more night to go, and then I can take a little break, but lots of content coming up. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest, and I will see you guys next time.